Hey guys, so I'm Dylan from Luxury Lives On, and I've partnered up with Zent today because we want to show you the BMW i8. Now this isn't my car, it's my family's car, but if you were me, you would steal it too, wouldn't you? We're going to talk about kind of the preconception that people have about the i8, because a lot of people want to love it or they want to hate it. And I think the main reason being is people immediately compare it to a 488 or an R8, because R8s are loud and fast, and when you look at this, you think it should be loud and fast as well. But really it's totally different, and you can't think of this as a Ferrari 488, you should think of it as a spaceship. That's when everything starts to make sense, because the noises it makes inside isn't a blaring V8, but rather this robotic creature inside, and the way it looks like it should be in outer space as well. And even the lights that emit at nighttime are really funky and cool, and I'll kind of take you guys around that. We'll go for a ride and you can kind of experience that as well. The space stuff doesn't stop there, because there's almost space grade materials in this car too. As you can see, there's carbon fiber everywhere. In fact, the monocoque is carbon fiber, and it's a composite carbon fiber. So it's not very pretty, it's very German and practical, but you also find it on the roof here, just like a traditional M3 or M4 may have. And then you also can see it in the inner lining of the trunk. You can see that composite carbon fiber. So it's pretty interesting. You also have, obviously, two separate engines. You have an engine in one side running the combustion engine, and you have another engine regarding electric in the other side. And basically what happens is the electric engine ignites in the beginning, like the torque immediately hits, and then the combustion engine follows afterwards like a hammer. It's not gonna tear your face off like maybe a Huracan would, but I think it's definitely fast enough. It's got, around 400 horsepower, but obviously all the carbon fiber makes it fairly light. So the power to weight's pretty good too. So we were actually just having an interesting talk, because we were talking about, you were saying your experience with, what car was it?
Cadillac CT6 plug-in hybrid.
Yeah, and what you're saying is, I guess it's seamless, and it's kind of, that's like the other thing with this car, is BMW, made an electric hybrid, whatever it may be car, and it is seamless, which is weird because, other than the i3, this is really the only one that was out there. And the great thing is there hasn't been any really major recalls or anything like that. And that's just kind of a good testament to BMW. I mean, when you think about this car, you don't get the sense that it was just put on a 5 Series production line, or it was its own separate entity. And that's kind of what's cool about it, because it showed that they care, and you can see with the design of it, it's not just a bunch of wings. When you're looking at the car, it definitely looks like someone just drew a bunch of wings and lines to make it look outrageous. But when you really take your time and look at the design, it all ties together and makes sense. Even like it has so many colors, like the blue, the white, the black, and the red with the taillights. And when you look at it, it totally doesn't come off as like overdone somehow, and you think it would be. Like some vinyl wrapped, God knows what it is. So that's, pretty cool. So we have no electricity yet, which I need to generate. This is that 0 there. That means we have nothing, absolutely nothing. And you generate it by driving fast. And the downshifts are nice too.
Sounds awesome.
See, that's the thing. It sounds awesome. It's not like it's supposed to sound like an absolute hammer or an Aventador or anything like that. Like when you get in the car, you really have to change, the way you're thinking about it, because it's just like kind of adds to the weirdness of it, like the weird sound of it. It's not going to be blaring in your ear, but it's weird and it's funky and it goes with the car. 101. We've lost 3 degrees. Woo!
Nice. So where did it say 0? Oh, the blue there.
Right here, yeah. So 0.
That's electricity next to gas.
Yeah, so that's electric range, and that's the gas range.
Cool.
Yeah, and we still have none of it. It's actually, funny enough, not a dual clutch, but as I was just going to say, you can tell the transmission shifts, quite quickly. But the cool thing is, when I'm talking about immediate, let's say we want to overtake this minivan. Just immediate. No drama, nothing crazy is happening. It just does what it needs to do in a very German way.
Yeah.
So let's see. So yeah, you can basically have it in sport mode, which is just shifting it like this, or you can shut it up and put it in comfort mode. And this is basically kind of your middle ground. It's really nothing different than your average 3 Series, 4 Series, just the BMW format. Hey, we got 1 mile of electricity. So this is a perfect example. So all we do is press E-Drive, and you'll see it sounds like a bloody robot. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of like, it's got a lot of personalities, and we're gonna put the AC back on, it's boiling, and then you can get it chirping again. Last thing is the drivability. The car is very unintimidating to drive. It's like driving a 3 Series. Obviously it feels special when you're inside of it and outside of it, but really there's nothing complicated here. There's no clutch or anything like that. The only thing I would say is a little less practical is the door. If you're wearing a short skirt, try to avoid that. We don't want to show any panties, but other than that, the car is, very usable and, and just fun to drive. We drive it miles and miles and miles. Obviously these cars are meant to be used, and let's see how many miles we have on it. So we've had it for, 2 years, and it's got 24,000 miles, and we got, a bunch of other cars to drive. So
Nice.
and that's the point, because we're all going to be dead at some point, so you might as well drive it, right?
All right, so that was an owner review of the BMW i8. Now that was a very special car, and I enjoyed it very much. The powertrain was seamless compared to other hybrids that I have driven, and I really have nothing negative to say about the car. The only downside of the BMW i8 is the expense, and that is a very expensive car, making it out of reach for most consumers. And so if you'd like to see more of Dyllon's cars, please check out his YouTube channel. I have put a link in the description. His YouTube channel is called Luxury Lives On. Now also, if you are in the Orange County area and you want to be filmed discussing your car with me, feel free to send me an email, and we can put you on a list and get your car on the show. So that is all I have for you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see my regular car content. We just picked up a new car, a new project car, and that is a C5 Z06. It was sitting in the background of one of those shots with the i8. We have the toys on Tuesday, finance on Friday. I am an MBA student, so I take the content I learned from the classroom, I apply it to cars, and I put it on my Finance Friday videos to help you guys out. And so that is all I have for you. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you enjoy your car.